I think the most critical challenge is the nature of adaptation itself. The transformations going on in the world of work, primarily those that are technology driven, are happening so fast. So the first problem is the acceleration of these changes, and they are happening all at the same time with such a broad scope. So those two challenges, the pace and acceleration of transformation and the scope of transformations. And as a result of that, the traditional institutions for change, government institutions, as well as our linchpin of labor market governance, which is tripartism, need to respond more rapidly to these changes. The adaptation has to be done quickly. Otherwise, they cannot be implemented, and uh, they cannot respond properly to the changes that are happening. The next question, therefore, is how to formulate flexible and adaptive labor market policies. The Philippines also has a particular problem in that regard, because if you are talking about changes brought about by technology, the Philippines has some sort of a dual labor market. One part of the formal labor market has to do with the technology-driven workplaces, which require a high degree of qualifications and skills, and the other has to do with the lower skilled workforce. If we talk about the technology-driven workplaces, the thing is that we do not, in the Philippines, create technology. Those are imported from abroad, and we do not have as much a heads up on what changes are going to happen in the technology field. So that adds to the complications of adapting to the technology changes that are being introduced by enterprises in the Philippines. The measures are not for DOLE alone to adapt and implement. We have a strong tripartite tradition in the Philippines, and there are several tripartite mechanisms that are in place to address specific issues in relation to the role of tripartism as a consultative process and consensus building process. We do have several plans to which the three sectors have committed to support. We have the labor and employment plan. That's a product of a tripartite process. We have specifically the roadmap on freedom of association. That's also formulated through a tripartite process, and the activities that are enrolled in these plans and roadmaps are actually time-bound, very, very specific. So if you are talking about measures to implement what our plans are, they are actually there. The variables probably would be the ability of the sectors themselves to come to an agreement on what specific points of action can be pursued together, so that the measures and responses can be more acceptable to all concerned. Actually, I would not really call it a new social contract, but the role of the ILO has always been timeless. It is an institution of social justice, and the social contract is built on the realization of social justice, particularly for workers and for employers. So I think that the ILO, it's not a simple task, but the ILO should remain as the conscience in the world of work. It should remain as as an organization that is committed to the universal values on which the ILO was founded to begin with. The attainment of social justice through global labor standards uh, that are underpinned with fairness, reasonableness, and practicality. That is something that the member countries can support. So the ILO has to continue with its commitment to universal values as embodied in international labor standards, its commitment to continue progressively expanding this and improving their implementation, and also its ability to influence the other multilateral organizations. The social summit will involve many organizations with specific areas of concern, but it will do best for the ILO to focus on its universal values that uh, that uh, were the very foundations of its institutionalization way back in 1990.